Welcome back. 8:14 right now. Frustrated by a rise in COVID-19 cases and a spread of misinformation, a Florida lawmaker is taking matters into his own hands. Brevard County Representative Randy Fine is putting out COVID data on his Facebook page, and he is encouraging people to get vaccinated. And Representative Fine is joining us live this morning with more details about his message. First of all, it's good to see you. You look healthy and great.
Thank you. Well, I had COVID a year ago, and so this time of year brings back a lot of memories for me.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And I'm sure you're watching, some of these comments that are coming out on Twitter and Facebook. We just heard from Attorney General Ashley Moody, who said that she was vaccinated, but she tested positive, but she's only having mild symptoms. We heard from the governor yesterday saying he really wants people to get vaccinated. He's trying to push the message. Do you feel like the message is not being heard?
Well, I think there are some people that are concerned about getting vaccinated, and I understand that. This is a crazy time. But the fact of the matter is, if you get vaccinated, you're not going to the hospital and you're not dying. And we need to get past this notion of something either eliminates your chance of getting COVID or it's worthless, which is, I think, where a lot of people are stuck.
Randy, where do you think the fear is coming from the people who don't want to get the shot? What is that fear? What's it about?
Sure. Well, we have decades of people spreading a message that vaccines aren't safe in general, despite the fact that they eliminated polio and measles, and they've been one of the greatest public health tools in history. But people are also concerned because this vaccine was approved so quickly for use. And I understand the hesitancy, but when half the population has been vaccinated, and I bet no one knows anyone who's died from getting the vaccine, we probably all know at this point people who've died from COVID. I think people need to keep that in mind when they make their decision.
What does it mean for the state of Florida and the country if this continues to go on and this Delta variant continues to really kind of wreak havoc?
Well, what people forget is our 2 weeks to stop the spread a year ago was because we were worried about the medical system being overwhelmed. If hospital caseloads of COVID patients continue to double at the rate they have the past few weeks, we're going to be right back in a couple of weeks where we were a year ago. And I do not want shutdowns. I do not want mandates. I do not want any of that stuff. And what I know is the best way to avoid that is for people to get vaccinated.
What are your concerns for about the start of school? Because that's just a few weeks away.
Well, look, both my boys had COVID, and for them, it wasn't a big deal. The damage of COVID is very small for children, even if they're not vaccinated. So I'm not particularly worried about that. And look, if you're a teacher and you choose not to get vaccinated, that's on you. So I'm not particularly worried about schools.
The message that you've been driving home on Facebook and other platforms, how is that being received by your constituents and people in the community?
Some well, but some badly. Look, there are people on both sides who really don't want to hear anything that doesn't validate their view. You have the people who are demanding mass vaccination orders. I don't support that. But then you have people angry at the notion that we would encourage people to get vaccinated. And unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation out there on both sides. I just try to give people the facts and let them know. For me, I was 46 years old. I'd never spent an hour in the hospital over a disease. And there I was, almost dead for a week. So I'm trying to make people understand this is a big deal.
Randy, are you still experiencing any symptoms or anything from that, or are you perfectly back to normal?
I am. And actually later this morning at 11 o'clock, I'm going to share again on Facebook an ongoing issue that I have that's pretty serious, that I don't mind people to know. I've been frankly waiting to share this, and it just seems like now's the right time because everyone's focused on the idea of only 1.6% of the people die. Well, there's a lot of people, and I'm one who's going to be dealing with an after effect of COVID for a very long time.
I'm so sorry to hear that. We certainly appreciate you coming on and sharing your message with us. And again, if you want to continue to hear Randy's message on his Facebook page, that's at 11 o'clock this morning. State Representative Randy Fine, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Good to see you.
You too.